Welcome back to a brand new Clash Royale video, guys. My name is Patrick, aka Chief Pat, and today we're going to be trying out another new deck inside of Clash Royale that was actually sent by one of you guys over to me on Twitter. Now, all the time I'm asking you guys for deck suggestions and fun decks I could play, and I had this one sent to me by someone called Oz Griffiths, which is actually a giant skeleton mirror bait deck that looks super interesting. Obviously, you've got the giant skeleton, then you've got a trifecta of goblins with the goblin barrel, the goblin gang, and the goblin hut. Of course, the mirror to make things interesting. Two spells and the bats to cap off this deck. So I wanted to try it out. Again, if you guys ever want to send me a deck, you can ask me, or you can send me it in the comment section below. The easiest way is to send me a picture on Twitter, just so I have a chance to see what the deck looks like. It's hard to gauge a deck in the comments, whereas when you see a picture of a deck, you can instantly tell if it's something you can play or not. So let's try this out. I'm excited for this deck. Hopefully it's a good one and Oz Griffiths doesn't let me down, and let's go ahead and get the job done. Now, with the giant skeleton, we did play a giant skeleton balloon deck recently that was really fun, so I think the giant skeleton can definitely work in certain instances. So let's hope that our opponents don't have log, so we can do a pretty good job against it. And let's start off with our giant skeleton in the very back and get ready to lay down the paint. Now, this person's name is Maya. In a clan called LG, Maya, and Greta, I'm wondering if this person literally is in a clan with only, with only 3 people, and then they name their clan after themselves. I think that's a definite possibility. There goes our bats right there. We've got the goblin gang going in. I'm going to log all of that down beautifully. The Valkyrie is going to go in, so I'm going to set up with our goblin hut, guys, and we're just going to keep this cool. I think this is a slow-moving deck. You need to get the goblin hut down. You need to start to, sort of lay down the law a little bit, and I think we're looking good. All right, so let's definitely assert some dominance with this second goblin hut. Go ahead and lay that down right there, and now we're going to get ready to see what Maya's going to be playing to back itself up. Now, the witch obviously is a play. I'm going to play the poison spell as well. This poison spell is a little bit late, honestly. Oh, actually, he's going to play the wizard right into the poison spell. Just kidding. It was a perfect poison. There go the spear goblins attacking that wizard right there. The spear goblins will be able to clean up this wizard as well. And now it's time to start off with the goblin barrel and see what Maya has. Now, without a log, this is going to be brutal. Take a look at all that goblin damage going down right there. The giant's going to go down. Not going to work too well in Maya's favor. We've got such a huge push. The log's going to clean up the gang. This giant is getting eviscerated by our push right here. And it's time to lay down a third goblin hut and really bring the pain. I can't think of something more painful than 3 goblin huts as this Valkyrie goes down on top of all of our spear goblins. Goblin gang in the other lane to start cleaning up this tower. Beautiful job right there. Looks like we can play the bats right on top of this. Throw yet another goblin barrel to make this push interesting. And let's see. Looking pretty good so far. We've got the barrel down, the bats. That's going to be the end of tower number 1. And guys, this deck is working pretty well so far. Now, I've got to say, my opponent isn't running the best deck in the world. So let's see as we continue throughout this grand challenge with how this is going to work out. Giant skeleton going down again. And so far so good. I can play yet another giant skeleton on top of this wizard if I need to, but instead, guys, we're gonna have to get ready with the goblin gang. This is a little bit peculiar. I'm gonna have to play the bats right here to try to do work against this balloon, but so far so good. He's gonna actually play the free spell, so we're gonna have to use our bats on top. But take a look at the giant skeleton connecting onto the tower. In fact, we don't even need that goblin gang, guys. That's gonna be the end of that tower right there. The giant skeleton's gonna turn around for this Valkyrie, but instead the bats plus the beautiful goblins right there putting in some work. GG, well played. All right, guys, that was a bit of a shoo-in right there. We took that battle fairly easily. This guy definitely wasn't running the best deck, but let's go and get into battle number 2 and see if this works out. Now, I got a general general idea for how the deck felt right there. Now, let's go ahead and get our crown chest. Gonna get a couple of skeleton barrels inside of there. Plenty more skeleton barrels we need to upgrade our stuff. Let's get into battle number 2 and see if this still works. All right, let's do it. Let's get this ready right here. Again, while you guys are watching this video, I guess you might be watching on your phone or tablet. Be ready to send me some decks for me to check out. I'm gonna use this goblin gang in the center. Looks like this is gonna do a pretty good job. Ice Spirit's going to go down. Not really going to be too much of a problem. Guys, I can mirror my Goblin Hut if I want to, and this is going to be a huge pain for him. In fact, he's wasting Elixir. You can tell he only played Skeletons and Bats by the time that this went down. Unfortunately, he did play that Poison Spell, which is going to do a decent job. Looks like the Bats actually won't be able to do anything against the Goblin Hut right there, and we're going to continue to just stack up some damage right now and bring on the pressure. It's all about keeping your opponent under pressure, making sure that they have no wiggle room with whatever they're doing. There goes the zap onto our Goblin Barrel, which is super important for us to note because definitely the zap is way less effective than the log, and as these goblins go in. We're going to do our best there. Here goes, oh wow, a giant push right here. And I think it's time we whip out this giant skeleton, guys. Now notice what I'm doing. I'm using my bats around that ice golem to make sure they didn't die exactly to that ice golem. Looks like we still took a fair bit of damage from this hog rider, but we're still looking good. And now we can throw a goblin barrel over the top and really give our opponent some pain. Here we go. Even with that ice golem going down, even with that zap going down if he even has it, look at all of the damage those goblins are getting, plus another goblin barrel on this side. It takes 3 hits for the tower to get rid of these goblins at level 10. 200, 100, no HP left on that tower, guys. I'm telling you, this is absurd how much damage we can get done with this deck, and it's working pretty well. This guy's playing, you know, he's playing a more meta deck with the Hog Rider compared to that last guy, and we're looking good. Now let's get ready again with our Goblin Hut. Gotta definitely be prepared for the poison spell whenever that comes out. Playing the Goblin Hut in the center instead of behind my tower means that I at least have the Goblin Hut in the way of the Hog Rider in case we have to use that. Here goes his goblins. Could be prepping for a Hog Rider right now, and instead he's just going to let those run through. I'll get my giant skeleton down over here. I've got the Goblin Gang ready for a Hog Rider in case it comes out. There goes the Hog right here. He's going to zap that to try to you know, stay a little bit farther back as far as damage goes. Bats plus our giant skeleton versus Hog Rider will equal assured victory. And you know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to go really crazy right now. Double barrels, going hard. He might have zap. We're still going to get some crazy damage. Even I'm starting to cough because I can't handle all of this domination going down right now. There goes the Hog Rider once again. We're going to stop that with the Goblin Hut, though. Be a little bit try-hard by playing that right on top of where he would have liked it to gone. Goblin Barrel going down again, plus yet another one. Okay, that's going to just work out right there. All right, looks like the Goblins are putting in some work, guys, and this should basically be GG. I'm hoping to get this final little victory right here, but it doesn't look like it's going to work. Poison spells going down for me. Looks like we actually will be able to pick up that second crown for that juicy crown chest. GG, well played to KVN God. And guys, this deck is working. This is a fun deck. This is pretty fun. I don't even know what legendaries we have inside of this deck besides the log. I'm really bad at thinking about decks on the fly, though, so let's see. We've got the log as the only legendary inside of it, which is definitely something, you know, you can swap out if you need to, but I obviously, you know, want you guys to have it if you can. But let's get into this next battle right here against Torak and keep the streak alive. Here we go. Torak's going to be the next opponent. Start off with the Goblin Barrel, get a feel for what Torak's throwing down over here. Looks like he is going to have level 7 goblins. That's going to be fairly troubling for him if he's going to want to deal with this deck right here. And with that poison spell down, all we're going to do is play this giant skeleton against this witch. Make sure we get some value. Unfortunately, that Musketeer is going to do a great job against us in a moment. Yeah, we're taking way too much damage. That Musketeer living with just a little bit HP is going to be a problem. But still, so far so good. 600 damage on that right-hand side. And let's just keep it up with our Goblin Hut. Let's go. All right, getting ready for whatever he's got. He's got a Prince, so just what? Guess what? We're going to use the Goblin Hut to spawn, you know, one of those Spear Goblins. I was hoping to get a second Spear Goblin. It's not going to work. Only taking about 20% HP right there is going to work perfectly. Yet another Goblin Barrel going down right now, guys. He does have Zap, but the Zap won't be super effective as we keep chipping away on that tower, and you couldn't ask for a better start to this game. Let's keep it up. In fact, why don't we go ahead and go really crazy right now with this Goblin Barrel. Unfortunately, that was really bad placement by me. Actually, we did assassinate the Musketeer, which is pretty funny, actually. But still, yeah, 4 elixir for 4 elixir trade, plus we got some damage onto the tower. I'd say that's definitely worth. Goblin Gang did work on that Hog Rider, and the tower is slowly getting chipped down over and over. All right, I got to give it to Oz Griffiths. This deck is working out well. We can just keep up our Goblin Huts in the center and see if we can stack up these wins right here. Another Goblin Hut. Even when we're not at 10 elixir, I don't really mind playing it to try to, you know, keep pressure on the map for whatever Torak's doing. And let's get ready with another poison spell, just hoping that he played. I played it at the last second, hoping that he was going to play, you know, a Musketeer or something. Mini Pack is going to go in. That's going to really feel the pain of these bats. Unfortunately, the witch won't end up dying, so we'll have to log all of this down to make sure that witch dies. But guys, we are looking so good. Goblin Hut will die, but we can go ahead and throw a Goblin Barrel because we don't care. Zap's going to be way too early. Oh man, he is in a lot of trouble because of that. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to go crazy with the Goblin Barrel Goblin Gang. Oh, the Prince is going to go down, though, so that's going to be able to stop. Actually, it's going to be an even trade for the Prince compared to the Goblin Gang. Or at least, not an even trade, but it's going to be a good trade for us. Prince is going to run down the lane and die. Bat's going to work on this Hog Rider right here. Giant Skeleton putting in some work. He did play Zap, so this Hog Rider will put in some great work right here. But with the Goblin Gang, with the Mini P.E.K.K.A., or with the Goblin Barrel, with the Mini P.E.K.K.A., so much damage is going to be done to this tower, guys. And unfortunately, my man Torak should be going down in flames. Here we go. One last Goblin Gang right here to figure this out. I've got the giant skeleton in the center. I've got the bats in the center, trying to make sure we keep pressure applied at all times. Bats are going to go down. Giant skeleton's going to go down as well. The zap did just drop, but the goblin barrel will be able to take that tower out. Giant skeleton, honestly, we didn't have too many exploding giant skeletons on offense throughout the battle, but still, we're going to put in some work. So close to the 3 crown, 190 HP away, but guys, this deck definitely works. Super, super well. 2 crowns to 0 against Torak. Very, very nice right here. And yeah, it's safe to say this deck is definitely something for you guys to try out. The mirror is a pretty finicky card. A lot of people can't get the mirror right, but inside of this deck, you've got so many options. I would even mirror the bats if they got zapped by the Hog Rider and if I had the mirror in rotation. And yeah, try this deck out and let me know what you guys think. I think it's pretty fun. Once again, send me any decks you have on both Twitter and YouTube in the comment section. I'd love to check out what you guys want me to play. And that is going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Until tomorrow's video, I will see you guys later. Peace out.